It is. All this activity will be shifting east. This activity moving through now is really the big show. By the time we get to 5, 6, 7 o'clock this evening, the majority of the rain will be out of here. Then we'll just be watching kind of scattered activity. You can see developing out across parts of San Saba, Mills County. That style of shower activity could continue into the early parts of the evening hours for us. So let's kind of show you what's going on across our area right now. And again, we continue to watch these showers that are moving through. Let's take it a little closer on the radar and kind of show you where this heaviest rain is. I mean, I got to step outside and realize it's pouring out there in some areas. Again, very heavy rain working across Limestone County. We have a few flash flood warnings, and I'll step you through those here in just a second. But again, that band of heavy rain stretching from just west of Mahia there along Highway 84 down towards Groesbeck, Thornton, all the way down into the Franklin area as well. Some heavy rain down in the Bryan College Station area, and then as you go into Milam County, just some moderate showers in the Cameron area, but that rain really picking up as you go between Rockdale and Thorndale along Highway 79. Bell County, pretty good rain moving across the Temple area and then stretching down nearly to the Little River Academy area. Eventually in Holland getting a lot of heavy rain as well, and eventually Heidenheimer, Rogers along Highway 190 going to get this heavy rain that's moving through. There could be some gusty winds with some of this as well. Sometimes we'll see a radar feature like this. Now you see where it goes from reds to the orange to the yellows to the greens over a big wide area. Compare it to here where it's a very distinct, real fast cutoff between the reds nearly to the greens. That sometimes can lead to kind of a signature in the radar saying there could be some strong winds pushing out of it. We haven't seen anything crazy here recently. Let me look and see if it's got radar not really showing too much, so that's good. Sometimes the radars will show one look that doesn't always look that way, so any break from the rain we get or from high winds definitely a good thing. Let's go back out a little wider here, take the lightning off of this. Lightning an issue with these showers and storms as well. Another decent pocket of heavy rain moving right through the city of Lampasas, so the Highway 190 corridor there from Lampasas to Kempner, eventually Coppers Cove, more very heavy rain moving there. This is going to be working towards Killeen, Harker Heights, Nolanville, and eventually pushing across parts of Fort Cavazos, Belton Temple, Salado, areas like that in Bell County. This next heavy wave of rain will be moving towards you. We've got several flash flood warnings and flood advisories in place. Let's get those put on there. I'm going to take the radar off real quick. So the dark green is flash flood warnings. That's where imminent, very heavy rain is causing some potential major flooding issues across eastern Lampasas, southern Coryell, much of Bell, much of McLennan County, northern parts of Falls, Limestone, and Freestone. The lighter green shades is where there's been some significant rain, but it's a little more of the nuisance style flooding or more flood prone areas that are picking up on the rain that's going on there. All of central Texas is under a flood watch, meaning the flooding potentials will stick around through the evening. Now this runs all the way until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're not going to deal with heavy rain till then, but after this evening activity gets done, what kind of residual runoff issues we're going to see. Your river creek flooding is typically goes up more after the rain because all the runoff, the rivers go up, and we see kind of a prolonged issues with that. So we'll be watching some of the rivers that we've had issues in the past. In our eastern counties, the Navasota River is typically one that we have to watch. The Bosque River's had a few issues. The Leon River running through Coryell County down into Bell County. Those are some of the ones that we've been watching that have had recent issues of flooding concerns. Lauren, thanks for the report for the pea-sized hail there in the Temple area. Hail hasn't been a major issue today. That's definitely good news. It's just dumping some heavy rain out there. I'll show you the latest estimate on any hail size. Again, it's been mainly in the pea size. Yeah, you see a few of these little areas of purple. You're getting that lighter purple. We're getting from, you can see there north of Franklin, right there where they were saying they had some in Temple. That's that pea to dime size hail that we're getting shown by the radar. So that verifies, again, thank you, Lauren, for passing that along. Helps to have the actual verification of what the radar is showing us. So again, we've got heavy rain that's moving its way through central Texas. All this activity is moving east at about 30 miles per hour or so. Let's put this in motion, kind of take off. I know I had somebody was asking Mary when the third wave would hit the Temple area. I mean, it's going to be there probably within the next hour or less because you're only sitting, let's see how far that is away from Temple right now. So yeah, 30 miles. So yeah, probably within the next hour, that next heavy wave will be moving through. Now, folks in McLennan County, you're missing out on a lot of these secondary waves that are moving through. Still getting rain, but the one thing we've kind of seen gradually with each one of these is that they step down a little bit more down to the south. So this first wave moved through, the second wave, again, a smaller one. It didn't grow quite as much, moving through the Temple area, and then this third wave that we're watching that's moving Lampasas to Gatesville. So mainly going to be Highway 84 north. It still could build in and kind of fill in some, and then we're seeing more activity down south. And what's interesting with this activity down here, you can kind of see, if you watch the radar just a little bit, you'll see kind of a little bit of a push, and it looks like activity nearly kind of building up over something. There's what we call an outflow boundary. It's kind of like a miniature front that's getting pushed away from these thunderstorms, and that's helping to form activity down to our south. There is a tornado watch in effect. Let's see if this graphic will show it, or we may have it turned off. We actually have a tornado watch in effect from the Brazos Valley down to the southeast towards the Houston area, and that's where that outflow boundary, the front moving through, still warm, unstable air that it could interact and cause some rotation. So Caldwell, Bryan College Station, Madisonville, particularly further down to the southeast. The majority of central Texas just under a severe thunderstorm watch, and really the severe threat is dropping off. It's really turning more just in a good old-fashioned heavy rain event. The problem is, as wet as we have been, any rain that falls continues to cause issues. Show you where we are accumulation-wise of rain. And these are radar estimates, so these aren't 100% ground truth, but this gives us a good idea of where we're sitting. So if you go down between Goldthwaite and Lomita there in southern Mills County, we're getting some 2-inch totals. Same story in parts of Lampasas County. Pretty widespread 1 to 3 inch totals, and that's what we expected out of this. The problem is we still have more rain ongoing, and that's going to add on top of these totals where we could start to see some isolated 5-inch or higher totals, and that's where we get the big issues, where you can get significant runoff, and that causes more of the flooding concerns. So we're already to about where we thought we would be with this event, and now we just got to deal with, again, the runoff, the extra accumulation that's going on with this activity, and will likely continue to be a concern as we go through the rest of the evening hours. Again, best rain chances hold on between now and about 5, 6 o'clock for most of us. Rain chances will diminish as we go through the evening. Now, it doesn't mean we won't see scattered activity. There will still be some spotty off and on showers and thunderstorms, but the severe threat goes down and the more widespread flooding concerns go down, because you kind of deal with two different deals. The flash flooding is as rain's coming down right now. Water can't move away as fast as it needs to drain somewhere, so we get flooding on roadways and areas like that. The residual river-style flooding is when runoff goes into area creeks and rivers and they start to rise. That can cause some flooding concerns. So, in Bell County right now, with all this heavy rain that's going on, the Leon River will have to watch. Nolan Creek through Belton we'll have to watch, because that Nolan Creek runs kind of nearly just north of I-14 up into parts of the Killeen area. So more of this heavy rain will filter into that, and you get some of these more, flood-prone creeks and rivers that we'll have to watch those quickly as we go through the afternoon. I'm going to check real quick on something here. I can't show it on air, but let me look at some of the area creeks and see if we're seeing anything that's causing an issue. And I think But let's go back out on this, kind of zoom out and show you while I'm waiting for my computer to cooperate. Everything is moving to the east, southeast across our area. And again, kind of working with the highest issues across our southern counties right now. Give you a couple river updates. The Bosque River up at the Clifton gauge right now is sitting overall pretty good. It's about 3 feet, but the forecast from the National Weather Service, they're what they call their Water Prediction Service, has it expected by the time we get into tonight, early tomorrow morning, that is expected to crest at about 28 feet. So that's still nowhere near as bad as it was last time, but that will put it into moderate flood stage there. The Leon River right now, still not too bad either. It's sitting somewhere around 6 to 7 feet, but it's forecast to come up to around 25 feet. So that's in the minor flood concern there. Same story in the Lampasas River in Kempner. It's not too bad now, sitting at about 2 to 3 feet. The Lampasas typically stays pretty low, but it is expected to get into minor flood stages up to around 18 feet. Eastern areas, the Navasota River is really the biggest forecasted worry. And again, none of the rivers have really spiked yet. It's a delayed reaction that we see. But as you go pretty much all the way down the Navasota River, we're looking at moderate flood conditions that are likely to occur with this as this river continues to have issues both north and south of the Lake Limestone area. So down south of Lake Limestone, the Navasota near easterly has been in minor to moderate flood stage for a while, and it's going to stay in that. And kind of the same story as you go further south down around the Normandy area. We are expecting a spike more around the Groesbeck area north of Lake Limestone. So from Groesbeck, Fort Parker State Park, areas like that, we'll start to watch. And again, the biggest spike overnight may be up in the Bosque River, at least from the way forecast concerns are. Brazos River-wise, nothing really crazy with it, at least forecast from the National Weather Service. So again, kind of a twofold deal. We've got what's going on now. That's the flash flooding. That's where extreme heavy rain is falling in too short of a time for the water to move out of the way. So that's where we want you to be very, very careful. Do not try to cross any flooded roadways. Don't try to drive anywhere that you don't know how the roadway situation is. Take it slow, take it easy out there on the area roads. As the rain chances go down tonight, water starts to run off in area creeks and rivers, the river flooding concern will start to go up across parts of central Texas. As of now, at least from the way that the forecasts are showing, it doesn't seem as extreme maybe as some of the recent ones, but we're still seeing some potential significant increases in the river levels as we go, and all that eventually is going to flow into area lakes. So any water that was able to be drained out of now, it's crazy to say our lakes are over full, but that's the setup we're in right now. That's probably going to be aggravated from this rain as well as we go through the rest of the afternoon. So, Jessica, thank you for the report there of the pea-sized hail. We've got some of those. We've got a report from the Weather Service of some wind gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. Alicia in the Lampasas area, yeah, folks out in Goldthwaite, San Saba, Lomita areas like that, the bulk of the significant rain is through your area. Once this last wave moves through, it's just going to be the spotty activity. The only other thing we have to watch, and I'll show you one of the latest runs of our computer models, it does show some activity trying to redevelop tonight. So you'll see as the activity kind of shifts east, here's 5 o'clock, again, the bulk of the heaviest rain east of I-35. Then we'll just see the spotty showers that hold on through the evening. But then we've got to watch out west. There's a chance of some redeveloping activity. Not a guarantee this occurs. We're not expecting severe weather, but if any of these pockets of rain happen to line up in areas that have seen heavy rain, it could aggravate some of the flooding concerns, particularly for more runoff in area rivers and creeks. That should clear out early tomorrow morning. Other than a spotty shower or two, we should be pretty quiet as we head into the afternoon. All right, so we will step aside here. We have our 4 o'clock show coming up on TV on KWTX. You can also watch that on our KWTX app as well, and on our website. We'll be updating throughout the evening. Make sure you have our free KWTX weather app with you if you're going to be out and about. We're keeping that updated with the very latest on any shower and storm potential and those flooding concerns across central Texas. But again, flash flooding is going to be an issue across central Texas if you have to be out this afternoon. Rain chances will start to drop off through the evening as this big wave of rain moves through. But 1 to 3 inches likely for most of us. Some isolated totals could be up to 5 to 6 inches. So be very careful out there with these soggy conditions working across central Texas.